Hi guys, I'm gonna be making a pho today, and it's gonna be beef pho with two types of meat. You're gonna have the sliced ribeye here. Was $4.76 for this package. It comes pre-packaged like that in the usually in the freezer section in the meat department. And then we also have some meatballs. This is with tendon. I had two different kinds, and it was $3.39 for this package. And this one up here is just your regular meatballs with no tendon, because I like the ones with the tendons, but my kids like it without. So, and you'll also need some ginger, some onions. I'm going to use another one. I just have one in the picture, but I'm going to be using two. So jalapeno peppers, some rock sugar. You need some beef bones, and I have a bag here. They come pre-packaged, so it was $4.16 for the bag of beef bones. And you'll need some of the spice seasoning. I got two bags here, and it was $1.39, and it has all the seasonings in it. It's a little bag that you put it in. I love that. You'll also need some dried noodles, rice stick noodles. This is the big jumbo pack. It's so big, but it's only $5.99 for a 5-pound bag. They have the smaller individual bags, which is $1.39, and is about maybe about this size, maybe smaller than that, like maybe like about this size here, maybe smaller than that, but it's $1.39. So I bought the big one for $6. $5.99. And then we have one bag of bean sprouts here for 99 cents. I bought at the Asian market. You'll need some Thai basil, and it comes pre-packaged like this. It was $1.47 around way. Okay. You need cilantro and green onions, some limes and lemons. The limes are for the pho. The lemon is because I'm going to be making some vinegared onions to eat with it, which is optional. So okay, so that's everything that you're gonna need. I'm actually gonna make all this. I'm actually gonna make the broth tonight, but we're not gonna eat pho tonight. It's gonna be for breakfast tomorrow morning, because the longer the bones sit in the broth, the better it's gonna taste. So rather than just making the broth in a couple hours and then eating it right away, it won't taste as good as if you were to eat it like later in the day. So I would suggest you make the broth in the morning and then eat the pho like for dinner. Okay, so let me get started on the broth.
Interesting.
First, we're gonna want to parboil our beef bones. So we're gonna place it in a pot of water, and I've already washed these. So wash it first and put it in a pot of water, and we're gonna boil it for about 10 minutes. To get all that dirty stuff off of the bones, and then we're gonna wash the bones again. Get all this in here. I got a couple more to go. That way it'll keep help keep the broth clear and get rid of some of that dirty stuff off the bones. All right, so we're gonna bring it to boil and then boil it for 10 minutes. So as you're parboiling the beef bones, just scoop the scum from the top of the broth, or the water. I'm not going to be broth yet. Just scoop the scum stuff like that. And continue to cook it for 10 minutes. And we're going to pour all this stuff out and then wash our bones. It's been 10 minutes, so let me go ahead and pour the bones into the sink and wash them. Now that my bones have been washed, we're going to go ahead and toast the seasonings. And because I'm going to be using a huge pot, I'm going to use 2 bags, but you can just use one if you're going to make a smaller pot. And they come in these little white baggies, so just take those out and then pour it into a pan. And we're going to toast them until fragrant. Alright, so here we go. take just a few minutes. So I'm going to continue doing this until it's done, and then we can continue with our next step. So continue to just stir around so it doesn't burn. You don't want it burnt, you want it toasted. It took about just about 3 minutes maybe. So I went ahead and turned off the heat, and we're going to pour it out and then put them into these little baggies that came with the package. So just pour the seasonings into these little baggies here, and it's got a drawstring that you can just pull when you're done. It's easiest for me to put it in a measuring cup and just pour it in. Alright, there we go. Got a little bit left in here. There you go. All done. So go ahead and set this aside. Like I said, there is a drawstring at the top, but if you just pull the drawstring, the seasonings may fall out the little hole right here. So make sure you tie it like this. Just take this and go around the neck. I can't do it with one hand, but I'm going to try to show you. Go around with one neck like that. Okay. Go around the neck and then a few times like that, and then it's going to look like this. And then just make a bow tie at the end to make sure that the seasonings don't come out. Okay, next I'm going to char my ginger and onions for the broth. So just place it over and turn on the heat. I'm going to put it on medium. Medium high, something like that. Okay, so we're going to wait for it to blacken before we turn it over. Here's my ginger. You just want to move it around a little bit and flip them over and stuff so that it chars evenly. See? So any place that you see like this part right here that's not charred, then just move it to a place where it will char, like that. Okay. My ginger is done, and it took about 5 minutes, and you constantly have to move it around to any areas that's not charred to char those areas. And don't forget to flip over as well. Char both sides, and it looks like that. So about 5 minutes for the ginger. Now I have to work on the onions, and I removed it from the back burner because some of the pieces started falling out, like the center of the onions. So now I can concentrate. Now that the ginger's done, I can concentrate on charring the onions. The onions are now done as well. All we need to do is wash and peel. Wash our onions, and then we need to peel our forgot what that's called, ginger. After you have peeled your ginger, just give it another quick rinse to wash off all that black stuff. I now have some water in this huge pot, and I'm just going to wait for it to come to a boil before I place my bones in there. While I'm still waiting for the water to boil in the pot, I went ahead and washed my herbs and everything, chopped my green onions and cilantro. I have my Thai basil here, which have been washed, sliced some limes, some jalapenos, and in the morning my husband can just wash the bean sprouts because I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow, so I'm just getting everything prepared tonight. So in the morning when he wakes up, he can all basically he has to do is just cook the noodles and then pour some broth on top. Everything's already prepared for him. I'm going to be gone all day. I won't be home until the afternoon, so unfortunately I won't be able to eat pho until I get home. But I'm just getting everything prepared for him right now, and still waiting for the water to boil. I have here everything that we're going to put into the pot. The ginger, the bags of spices, the ends of the green onions, and some rock sugar, and my onions. You'll also need some onions as well. This is going to go on top of your noodles before you pour the broth on. So make sure that you slice it really thin, like that. Yay! Finally, my water has come to a boil. So let me go ahead and place the bones into the pot carefully so you don't drop the bones and have it splatter, the water splatter on you. That would not be good. But knowing that I'm so clumsy that after saying it, it probably would happen. So let me finish doing this. Okay. There we are. 2 more to go. 1 and 2. There we are. So now the beef bones are in. We'll go ahead and add the rest of the stuff. Let's throw in the seasoning. Plop. Throw the other one in. Plop. Alright, so let's do the green onions. Okay. The ginger. Let's throw it all into the pot right there. There we go. Okay, so ginger's in. Now time for the onions. Plop. Plop. I'm making my own sound effects. Ow, see that? It just splattered. I told you that would happen to me. Alright, so onions are in. Now, all we have left is the rock sugar and salt and fish sauce. So you just add that to taste. I'm going to start with 3 rock sugars. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to add the salt and fish sauce to taste. Now for the fish sauce, this is all that I have left. So hopefully that will be enough. If not, I'm going to have to run to the store in the morning and buy some more. So let me pour some of that fish sauce in. I'm just going to use the rest of the bottle. Okay. And we're going to cook the stock for about 3 hours. And I'm going to turn off the heat and just let it sit there till morning. And then in the morning when my husband wakes up, he and the kids will have something to eat. Alright, that's the end of it. Okay. Now, time for the salt. Alright, so here's my salt. That's all I'm going to add. And we're going to taste this in the morning and see how, it tastes. If we need to add, if it's too salty, then just add more water. If it's too bland, then add more fish sauce or salt. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Just let it sit there for a couple hours, about at least 3 hours, and then turn off the heat. And like I said, it's best not to eat it right away. Let it sit for, a couple hours, and then cook it in the morning, eat it in the evening, something like that. Okay, and we'll check back in about a couple hours. I forgot, you want to bring the soup back to the boil and then lower the heat and simmer it for 3 hours. My soup has come to a boil, so let me go ahead and turn the heat down. And like I said, we're going to simmer for 3 hours and check our soup then. Now I'm going to make what is called han yum to eat with my pho. And that's just some vinegared onions. And like up until I was like in my mid-20s, I never eaten pho with han yum before because I didn't know about it. And one day I went to my sister-in-law's house and we were eating pho, and she had a side, like a dish of the han yum, and I tried it and I absolutely loved it. So ever since then, I never eaten pho, at least beef pho, without the han yum. I don't eat han yum with the chicken pho, it's just with the beef pho. And like I said, I never, ever since that day, eaten beef pho without this han yum stuff. So this is absolutely optional. You don't like sour food, then just don't eat this. But what you'll need are some thinly sliced onions, and some lemons. You can use either limes or vinegar, but for this particular like I can't think of the word. Anyway, for this, I like to use the lemons. So we'll need to squeeze some lemons into here. Let me go ahead and do that. Alright, I squeezed all my lemons, and all I got out of all those was half a cup of lemon juice. So let me go ahead and pour this in here. There we go. Now I'm going to add about 1/4 cup water. And sugar comes next. Now we're going to add some sugar, and we're going to add a little bit at a time. So you need to taste and adjust. So this is about maybe half a spoon. Okay. So. And then if it's not, it's still too sour for you, then just add more sugar or water. If it's not sour enough, you're going to have to add more lemons or limes or vinegar, whatever you're using. Okay, so let me just taste it real quick. Okay, needs more sugar. So I'm going to add another spoon. Again, taste and adjust until it comes to just the right, you know, the way that you want it. Alright, time to taste and adjust. Definitely getting there. A little bit more sugar, perhaps. Yep, one more spoon. See how it goes. You want it sour. You don't want it sweet, because it has to be vinegared onion. So make sure it's not way too sweet. Alright, taste and adjust again. Definitely better. One more time. Okay. I think I'm just going to add a little bit more water to it. Okay, so I have another half cup, but I don't think I'm going to pour all that in. Just add a little bit more at a time. That's good. So I still have some water left in here. Again, taste it. Okay. Okay, that's better. Still sour. Maybe a little bit more sugar. A little bit more like that. So that's why I say just add a little bit of time of everything. Like just add a little bit of sugar until it just gets to the right point where you want it. And add a little bit of water. Okay, now try again. Okay, that's good. Oh, still sour. That's okay. That's how we need it to be sour for our onions. So let's go ahead and place our onions in. And we're gonna soak it. And when the pho's ready, it'll be ready to eat. And I usually put this on the side of like on a little plate, and then sometimes if it's not sour enough, I'll even squeeze a little bit more lemon on it, and then put some sriracha on top of that. So I'll show you when the pho is ready how I like to eat my vinegared onions. So go ahead and we're going to set this aside, and that's it. Alright, just check on your broth once in a while. As you can see, there's a little bit of foam on the top, but just go ahead and scoop it off. But as you can see, the soup is beautifully clear, and that's what we want. Okay, and what I love about making pho is that you just pretty much once you cook the broth, you just need to check on it once in a while. You don't need to do anything. Make sure there's no surprises and just scoop off any foam from the top, which is, there is very little foam on this pot of soup, which is awesome. There we go. And look at it, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so it's only, like I said, it's only been 20 minutes. So we're gonna continue cooking and continue scooping any foam off the top. I will tell you why when making pho at home, I like to use these two types of meat. The sliced beef ribeye and the meatballs. Because the first reason is I have a son that only likes to eat the sliced beef ribeye. He doesn't like the meatballs. And I have another son that likes to eat the meatballs but not the sliced beef ribeye. So we end up having to buy these two types. But okay, the second reason is because there's no cooking involved. All you have to do, these are already pre-cooked, so all you need to do is you can leave them as whole, but they're kind of big. So I like to slice them in half. And then for this, the sliced beef ribeye, basically you just, after you place your noodles in the bowl and all your garnishes and stuff like that, just place some meat on top and the broth will cook it on its own. So really no cooking involved. That's why I love to use these types of meats. Okay, so let me go ahead and slice these up, and everything will be ready for my husband in the morning to make pho for my kids. Here are my meatballs. On the left side are the ones with the tendons. You can see right there. These are the ones on the right side are the ones without. And usually when I eat my meatballs, I like to dip it in hoisin sauce, a mix of hoisin sauce, sriracha, and some of this stuff right here, the satay. So just mix everything in together, mostly the hoisin, and then a little bit of sriracha, and then a little bit of the satay, which is a little bit spicy. But oh my god, it's absolutely yummy. My mouth is already watering just thinking about it, because every time I eat the meatballs, I have to have this mix to dip it in. There may be some fat at the top of the soup. Some people like to eat it. Some people are concerned about their cholesterol or health, so they don't like to eat it. Then go ahead and scoop it out. But certainly leave it in there if you love it. But I just want to let you know that in case you're concerned about your cholesterol or something, then just go ahead and scoop that fat out from the top. Otherwise, just leave it inside. I started cooking this broth at around 11 p.m. at night, and right now it's almost 12:45 a.m. in the morning, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to scoop the foam off the top for the last time because I'm getting kind of sleepy. So I'm going to set my alarm clock to wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning so I can turn off my turn off the heat. So last time I'm going to scoop, and then I'm going to take a nap, go to sleep, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of the night to turn off this pot of pho and then just let it sit until morning. So there we go. I'll see you guys in an hour and I'll turn it off then. Alright guys, it's now 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been 3 hours since I cooked the broth, so let me go ahead and turn off the heat. And we're going to continue to, again, just scoop some of that scum off the top and the fat. And the broth is done. That's all that we have to do for our pho. In the morning, I'm just going to reheat it Make it super hot before we pour some on top of the noodles. So super easy to make this pho. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Yeah, see you guys in the morning. Alright. Okay, good morning everyone. It's now almost 8 o'clock in the morning. If you remember, I had turned off the heat at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the pot is still actually a little warm. So now I'm gonna taste it and see if we need to make any adjustments. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so it's perfect. I don't need to make any adjustments. I'm going to go ahead again and just scoop the fat off. You can see that in how it's just, there's some fat on the top right there. There we go. And I'm going to, I turned the heat back up again, so I'm going to bring it to a boil. So that when my husband wakes up in the morning, he's still asleep. The pot will be nice and warm, and it won't take that long for it to come to a boil when he makes the pho for my kids. So there you go. And before you ladle some of the broth into the bowl, just scoop out all the onions and everything out, and it's done. When I get home later this afternoon, I will go ahead and assemble the bowl so you can see what it will look like. Before I leave the house this morning, I'm just going to lay everything out for my husband, making it easy for him to assemble the bowl. And again, we have here the sliced onions, cilantro, green onions. Sorry, it's just so early. I just woke up and I really can't think yet. Only had almost 6 hours of sleep. We have our meatballs and our herbs right here, and then we have our vinegared onions and our sliced beef and our noodles and all our dipping stuff that he's gonna need, and we'll put some black pepper on top of the pho. So everything's here. This is all that you need. Usually I would also have some saw leaf herb, but they were sold out. But that's okay. As long as you have the Thai basil, it's fine. The saw leaf herb is actually optional. So, home sweet home, guys. I am finally home and I am starving. I'm just waiting for the water to boil so I can cook my noodles. And I placed some of the soup into a smaller pot so it can quickly heat up. And so once everything is boiling, I'll go ahead and put my noodles in. While I'm waiting for my water to boil to cook my noodles, I'm gonna place some of the meatballs into the broth to warm it up. And it looks like my water has come to a boil. So let me go ahead and cook my noodles. Let's see. Joseph, can you come here and help me for a second?
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you just keep it on here like this? Can you just, yeah. Don't move it, okay? Just over the pot, right? Alright, here we go. So you're going to cook it in here just for like maybe 10 seconds or 15 seconds, maybe 10. Maybe 10 seconds. Okay, we'll take it out. I'll place our noodle over here. Joseph, can you put the camera on this side to the bowl? Alright, there we go. Place them in there. Alright, go turn it off. Okay, you want to cook your noodles for about 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. So now let me go ahead and turn the heat up. You need to have your broth boiling. That should be boiling before you put it into your noodles. But the meatball should be warm, so let me go ahead and place them into the bowl. you go. Now we're just gonna wait for the hot broth, and I'm gonna use some of the meat. Place some of the meat on my noodles, and that's why you need the broth to be hot, because it needs to cook the meat. Okay, now so you can see how it's boiling already. I guess you can't because it's fogged up. There we go. Okay, now we can turn off the heat and pour it onto the broth. Pour it onto the noodles. Okay, first place some onions onto the noodles and some the green onions and the cilantro. Alright, now we can pour the broth on. So let's pour the broth on top. Remember, it should be boiling hot when you pour it on so it could cook the meat. Generations have relied on us for their healthcare coverage. Apply today. Your coverage is guaranteed. There we go, that's good enough. I still have some left over, but if I need more, then that's fine. And I'm going to add my cilantro, my bean sprouts and vegetables. Okay, I'm going to place some black pepper on top. And then add some the Thai basil, which I've cut into little small pieces. Some people put the whole leaf in, but I don't like it like that. And then I'm going to put the cilantro on top. And there we go. And squeeze some lime. Squeeze some lime here. Whoops. Squeeze a little bit of lime on top. Alright, so the bowl's assembled. That's what it looks like. Let me push my bean sprouts down because I don't like it raw. So let me push it down. I can't wait to eat. I'm starving. Haven't eaten anything all day. So, okay, let me get my dippings ready. For dipping the meatballs, I like to use my hoisin sauce. This is what I usually do. Some hoisin sauce. And then put some sriracha in there. And put a little bit of that satay right here. There we go. And then mix it up. And this is what I dip my meatballs into. And it's yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, now I need my vinegared onions. So now for my vinegared onions, remember I made those. I'm just squeeze before I eat them. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit more lime on top. And then I'm going to add my sriracha. Like that. And then before I eat it, I'm just going to mix it all up. But here's my dinner for tonight. Here's my pho, my dipping sauce for my meatballs, and my vinegared onions. And that's it. That's going to be a yummy meal. And I just wanted to show you how easy it was to make pho at home. And it's delicious too. So thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please click like before you leave. I would appreciate it. Thanks so much. Have a great day. And I'll see you later, alligator. Bye.